Hello, brothers and sisters. I've been sitting back and trying to noodle through this whole how do I convince people who think it's going to be an Illuminati pre rapture before the actual rapture hits. And funny thing is, I can't convince you. The problem is that there are two schools of thought. One is that the Roman Church is going to fulfill it, and those people are predisposed to believing that the Illuminati is going to take over and they're looking for Satan's children. In my mind, I never really saw it. I never really saw us coming back after pre-trib rapture. I mean, if you read Revelation 7, it doesn't say God wipes your tears. Then you come back to fight a lot of people. And then God wipes your tears again in Revelation 21, 22. That doesn't make much sense at all, right? It wouldn't. And for us faithful believers, we all understand a pre-trib rapture, and we all understand that the predominant theory out there is that we go up for a wedding supper to come back down, serve Christ's millennial reign. But I never could understand that, because why would we go up to come back down? Revelation 7, we go up. We serve in God's temple. That's where we're at forever. We don't come back down. So going back to the Illuminati path, a lot of people believe in this. I always say the Matthew 24 alones and the people who follow Satan. And if you follow Satan, it'll keep you up to date. It won't keep you biblically led, but that path could happen. It could happen. And I'm not saying it won't happen. I saw it coming full steam ahead with Obama in the election last year. But the problem is guess what? The Trump train hit. Choo-choo. Yep. That flipped. So that whole new world order system that everybody was talking about ain't happening. What I did see is what's happening in the European Union. You got Brexit. France voted for Macron. Okay. You got some saving grace there. You got a handful of countries fighting nationalism, European Union. It's not gonna matter. You know what's gonna happen? Turkey's gonna release the floodgates, and the Muslims are gonna take over. So it doesn't matter what Europe votes. Yeah, I've been telling you. So going back to the whole, okay, the EU's down. What about the U.S.? The U.S. controls everything. No, we don't. We're actually at the end of our reign. So right now it's money and technology. You throw an EMP bomb up there, and this has been forecasted by a handful of people. You throw an EMP bomb up there, you take out our electricity, you take out our power grid. We're not really that powerful, right? Like, we control money, we control technology. But if both of those are sucked up into a vacuum, what happens? Power reigns, right? And we've got a good military, but without the technology, the military is only as good as the military. So, where am I at with this whole thing? Well, if you're gonna go with the media ploy with the Illuminati split and they're still in control, guess what? Half the country likes Trump, half the country hates Trump. And as much as you want to decide one way or another, just look right down the middle. Look right down the middle. If one ideology is in direct opposition to another ideology, that means people are going to fight over it. Pull away from the ideology, pull away from the day-to-day, and just say, yes, I can kind of see it happening. And if you're at that point, that's all that counts. So, here's a question that I asked of the Illuminati people. Do you really think a pope is going to control the world population? If the pope decrees he is the Christ or the Antichristo, and he goes up and he throws himself in front of a bunch of nations, do you think that Switzerland's going to bow? Do you think England's going to bow? Do you think the U.S. is going to bow? Do you think Asia's going to bow? Do you think the Middle East is going to bow? You're deceived. This is a deception. The Zionists. Do you think it's coming out of Israel? Do you think the Middle East is going to bow? Do you think Europe and Russia are going to bow? Africa? America? Potentially. That ain't going to happen either. So if you're looking for the Pope or the Zionists or the Christians and the Jews, we don't have strength in our forces. And unfortunately, I'm a Christian, and I can sit back and say, there's no strength among my forces. I just know Christ alone, and I know God through Christ. So for me, I just kind of laugh. It's one of those. I understand where people are going, and quite frankly, Satan's not as powerful as, well, Satan's as powerful as you let him be. That's a good way of putting it. So why do I think the Illuminati is not a path? Because the Pope, the European Union, global world order won't really happen if you can't get the Middle East, Russia, Asia, and the South to go. And could we do that through the U.S.? The answer is probably not. Could we do it through Europe? Probably not. So, where do I see this going? It's all Islam. It's Islam. All of our European and United States nations are focused on Islamophobia. It's a bad thing to hate a religion that hates you. Don't know how that became a contradiction, but apparently being a Christian and not liking Islam, who wants to chop off my head, apparently makes me a contradiction. That's okay. Take my head. I don't need this life. But the difference with Islam is it's happening. You don't have to theorize. It's not postulates. It's not a new world order money system. It's nothing. It's happening right in front of us. And Turkey is starting to push it forward. They're fighting for Jerusalem. They're going to open the floodgates to Europe with the migrants. It's happening. Open your eyes. And I look at Iran and South Korea. They do an EMP bomb in the U.S. Our power is lifted. We don't have much. We are technological and fiscally sound, but you take away the system, U.S. doesn't have that much power. Sorry. Then I look at Old Testament prophecy, and you look at Ezekiel, you look at Jeremiah, you look at Isaiah, you look at the first beast of Revelation 13. It goes to Islam. I don't know why people have trouble with it, and I say that jokingly because I used to believe as you believed, but God led me to a different path. And the more I look at the beast of 13:11 or 13:1, I see Islam, as was predicted in Daniel 11, not Daniel 9, not Daniel 7, not Daniel 12, Daniel 11. It's Islam. It's there. That's Beast 1. Rev 13:1. Rev 13:11. That's the UN. That's your England, United States. We're your two-horned beast. It's the UN. It speaks like Islam. We've officially, through UN declarations, made Jerusalem a Muslim territory, denied any sort of Christian or Jewish standpoint to it, and we basically called it not God's land. So is the abomination of desolation, the Dome of the Rock? To a certain extent, yeah. Now is it denying God his land? We're using the law against God. Ain't gonna turn out well, guys. So, with that whole thing, I'd sit back and say, look at Babylon and Persia. It's Iraq and Iran. The whole thing always goes to the Middle East, and the problem is we all try to personify it in an individualistic manner. And the problem is it's not individualistic. And I'm an American, so I can understand these things. So, with everyone else, let's just sit back and say, I'm an American. U.S. is hated by everybody outside of the 5% of the population in the globe that we are. So we're a 95 to 5 ratio. We're 5%. No one likes us. So if you pull that 5% into what is Christian, what's not Christian, it's an even smaller amount, right? And the side bullet point doesn't really make much sense, so I'm just going to go into just letting you know more about me. See, for me, I have nothing to lose here. See, if the world continues as it continues right now, I'll be wealthy and comfortable. See, I have nothing to lose. Now, if the world goes to shit in a handbasket, the thing that I have to lose is you guys, right? Like, I love God with all my heart. God took my heart when I was a kid. So when I professed Jesus as my Savior and God took my heart as a kid, I never realized the tests I would have as an adult. I didn't. But now that I've had them, I'm trying to expose my wisdom upon you because I'd rather have you learn and you learn for free than for you to hear from somebody who hasn't been lifted by the Father. So for me to try and sit back and say it's my will, it's actually the Father's will. And going through everything, if we just draw into human current perspective, I have a lot of money to gain. I have a lot of profit to gain. Do I want it? If I have to suffer it, which really isn't suffering, sure, I'll deal with it. I mean, I can live day to day. People invite me to concerts. I get invited to nice meals. People want me to go out with them. But it's one of those, I sit back and I look at some of the other Christian people out there, and they're talking about being in misery. And I'm like, in the U.S., I just don't see it. Maybe I didn't see it because I treated people well. Maybe it's because I always loved my brother like Christ had declared. And when you love your brother and everybody else, even my Islamic friends, and I don't hate my Islamic friends, I love them. They never sat back and turned their back on me. They actually invited me to Ramadan. And I looked back at my entire life and I said, you know, when the Spirit tested me, there were two things that I was tested on. And they weren't what I thought they would be. And one was holding a brotherly grudge against somebody who basically screwed me. And I let that go, which was awesome. And the other was not fully disclosing everything about myself to my spouse, which I've done. It was awesome. It wasn't really a bad test, but I went through those. My entire life, Spirit could hit anything. Two things it hit me on. It's hating somebody and not fully disclosing myself to my wife. Now think about that. If you're trying to go through a process of reconciling yourself with the Father, for me, have I lied? Yeah. I mean, most of my lies have been pretty much white lies, and they've been kind of smaller lies, but a lie is a lie, right? So you can't really hide behind it. But at the same standpoint, what did God throw me under the fire for? It was holding somebody to damnation, which I let go, and then not disclosing myself to my spouse, which I let go. And if that's what God put to me, I can only imagine what He put to you guys. So, needless to say, love God with all your heart, and love your brother as yourself, and just let all this nonsense go, because the end times are coming, and there's no way I can guarantee you it's one way or another. But I can tell you, I have a pretty good comfort in knowing it's coming from the Middle East, and by the time it becomes realized, I'm not here to help you. I'm really here to serve the Father. So as I talk to you right now, the more I'm just like lifting my spirit up and saying, God, just take me out, because I don't want to serve a humanly host. I really want to serve the heavenly host. So with that, I'll say God bless. I hope your hearts and your souls are in the right place. And for me, I've been there for probably about 3 months, and as I continue to push, I end up learning to love people more, which is cool because I love people, but at the same standpoint, I just want you guys all to be saved. Accept Jesus Christ as your Savior. Understand He's the only way to the Father. Love you guys. Bye.